Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. What's going on, bitches and bitchettes? We are live right about now. Back again on this lovely Wednesday. The temperature's dropping a little bit, innit? It's dropping slightly, boy, where you're like, oh, okay, long johns might have to come out, bruv. Might have to get them long johns out. The kishki warmers, whatever you use, gloves, I don't know, you know what I mean? But yo, shout out to everybody locked in right about now. This is the podcast where we talk about some shit you might not never know nothing about. That's right. Something you might not never know nothing about. I'm your host, MysDiggi, formerly Maestro, alongside my co-host right here, Dan DNA. What's going on, brother?
Oh, hang on.
Hey?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, there you go. What's going on, brother? You good?
Good, yeah.
You enjoying the...
Got COVID, but I'm all right, apart from that. Yeah.
Oh, you got a bit of the old Rona?
Yeah.
Rona.
This is the different variant. It's London variant.
Yeah, it's the West London variant.
Yeah. I think it's the Greenwich variant. I think that's what it is.
In the O2.
Yeah. Picked it up at the O2.
Yeah, you fucked up, boy, messing around in the O2. I heard you was watching some fights. You was getting busy watching some MMA fights.
Muay Thai and kickboxing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's Muay Thai and kickboxing.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it wasn't MMA. It was Muay Thai and kickboxing. That's it. Yeah.
So the Muay Thai, they have to have this music playing all the time in the background. Yeah.
Did they do the dancing and all that? Like
they come out with headdresses on and everything.
Yeah.
And then they proceed to kick each other in.
It's quite spiritual until you get in there. You're like, Jesus Christ.
But even at the end, they still like bow down to each other on the one. Whoever wins gets right down on the floor, bows down to the other one.
It's respect.
That sort of stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of respect in there.
Yeah. Did you feel like, I could watch a bit more of this?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's good to be on the camera side of things rather than just. I suppose you could. I mean, watching it because you're not getting that close to it when you're watching it, obviously. But when you're on the camera,
you're up and close.
I was in the corner. I was literally in the corner. Done the walk-ons, and then was right in the corner. So
Did you see any broken bones?
Nothing
no
like
facial
that. No
structures rearranged.
While I was.
You didn't have to throw up.
So, but
good. But did you notice the difference between the two styles, like the Muay Thai and
the one of them you're allowed to take people down you're allowed to throw people to the ground.
Muay
Thai,
yeah,
kickboxing,
that's true,
and I think also you're allowed to use elbows maybe in Muay Thai.
Elbows and knees more.
So you can see all these like little influences into MMA, bits they've picked up and all that sort of thing.
Yeah. So the MMA is basically like they'll be, they'll have some form of experience in each of the disciplines, and so they mix the martial arts. That's why it's called MMA. So it's like you'll have some wrestling, you'll have some boxing, you might have a guy that's like taekwondo and he's got jiu-jitsu and wrestling, or but most of them do their best to sort of, because it's either you're standing up or you're on the ground, and then the way to get you to the ground, you can use Muay Thai like you're saying, but some people might be hip to that, so then wrestling would be like the go-to for trying to get someone to the ground, either using, and then there's different styles of wrestling. You got freestyle wrestling, you got Greco-Roman wrestling, which is more upper body taken
naked
down, and then,
two men
oiled up, olive oil and shit. Wine just there for in your corner, whatever you need it. Yeah, that's the Greco-Roman style.
Going to when you do your after when you're between the rounds, you're just eating grapes off of like
getting fed grapes by some
stem thing,
teenager and shit.
Your understudy, who's also naked.
When you turn around, everyone's taking the ref.
Like, am I dreaming? But it
comes past. Pigeon comes past.
It was an
experience.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
That's good to hear, man.
But the only thing is for the second time coming out of the O2, I've got some kind of weird illness.
Something's going on there, man. You saying
it's a bit weird? I don't feel right. I feel like I've got a sore throat.
Do you feel like your water is being dried up? Like what are you meant to be, like 75%?
I do feel
plus.
more. I've drunk a lot more. I've drunk like I've drunk like about 3 litres of water today. Normally drink around half of that. If I'm trying, I can drink 3 litres a day. Yeah. But if I'm just not trying to drink water, then maybe a litre and a half of just actual water. But today I've just felt, last couple of days I've just felt a bit more sort of. It's not thirsty either. It's not like a thirst.
Nah.
It's like a sort of a need for water.
Like a drought. It's like you don't feel like crazy thirsty, but your body feels like you need to take in more.
Yeah, don't feel dehydrated. It's not like that feeling. It's just the feeling of like, oh, there's some water. Oh, I'm just going to drink some water.
Like
I fancy some water. Sometimes you just fancy a different drink, but I've been actually fancying just having water. Just apart from obviously milk as well.
Yeah,
raw milk. This time raw milk without strawberry milkshake in it.
Wow.
Yeah,
stepping up your
totally
game.
raw.
Yeah.
No
It
sugar,
really is raw.
no additives, no colouring.
That shit. I remember the first few times I had green tea. I can't remember. I think it's in a studio somewhere. I can't remember which one though. And then I was like, oh yeah, I'll have a green tea please, because it was a new thing for me. I wasn't something like I'd normally drink. And then I was like, oh, can I get 2 sugars in it as well? And then the whole room started laughing at me. Like, I was like, right, what's funny about that? And it was like, oh, it defeats the whole purpose, doesn't it? I didn't know green tea was meant to be healthy like that, where you, no sugar. I was like, all right, and no sugar for me, please. And I was like, shit. But you get it after a while anyway.
Yeah.
Let's shout out some of the crew in the building, the common sensors. What's going on? Shout to Spud Gun. Yeah. I like that name, boy. Spud Gun. You can get away with that. Pop, pop. What, bruv? It's just a Spud Gun. Oh, man. Man's eye bleeding like crazy. Yeah, it's just a Spud Gun, bruv. Ease me up, man. What's going on? Chris Lahat. Yes, bruv. Good to see you back in the building. Shout to Uncle Barry Owen. What's going on, brother? Black Einstein. PLK. What's good? Yeah. Shout to Kenny Rebel. Yaga Yo. Mr. Green. Good to see everyone up in the building, boy. Ah, there he is. Shout to Gleam, man. What's he saying? I can't believe it. It's a feature on this one. Ah, yeah. I'm trying to guess which video do you reckon he's on about there? What tune is it? Probably like, I can imagine it might be the Fire It Up one or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, because Gleam is out blaze.
Yes, it was that.
Shout out to all my people blazing it up, man. You lot let us know what you're on, you know what I'm saying? You know the way there, the man's on the blue cookies still, but you know what I'm saying? Trying to pick up something new still, but we're waiting to see. Shout out to Jan H. What's going on? Helsinki in the building. Woo!
We're reaching out.
International, yeah? Yes, man. Used to do Ram Moi. Wow. Johnny H used to do Ram Moi. That's some next juggling. So, like Muay Thai, it actually comes from another discipline, and I think it's Muay Boy or something like that. You say it, but I can imagine Ram Muay is similar, and Muay Boy, if I'm right, don't quote me on that. I might be wrong on how you pronounce it, but it's even more brutal than Muay Thai. Like, they were like, yeah, let's calm it a little bit, calm it down a little bit. You know what I mean, you lot. But there's other disciplines out there. Is it Lethway? Bruv, they are brutal. Like, the shit they get up to is brutal. You got one, there's a next few styles that they use, like blades and all that. And they have competitions and everything, but they'll use like plastic blades or wooden blades. Okay, and then I think is it called? I've forgotten the name of it, man. Cravats or no, not cravats. Someone, I know one of my people out there, common sensors might know the name of it. But yeah, there's one where they have this, like there's chalk on the actual, plastic blade thing, so that they can mark where you actually caught the person. If you caught them, yes, it's nuts out there, man. You know what I mean? And then you got people doing, what do? They do the old, what's it called? Man, my brain's gone today. Forgot, man. It'll come to me. But yeah, there's some crazy ass. Like, you'll be surprised at what kind of martial arts are out there that people were practicing. That's it. What's the Israeli one I was thinking of?
Krav Maga.
Krav Maga, yeah. Dirty ass. That's some dirty ass martial arts right there. They like grip the balls. Yeah, fingers in the eyes.
Underhanded.
Whatever.
Israeli.
Whatever they can do, mate. You're like, come on, man. You can't call that. Where's the discipline of that? How am I meant to practice that without fucking somebody else? You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. Even with the elbows, you got elbow pads. You know, so if you want to conk on someone, oh, bro. Yeah, it still hurts, but not nowhere.
Yeah, you put the plastic balls on when you're practicing, so you can just pull the plastic balls off instead.
Shout out to Sam Kratz in the building. What's going on, bruv? Yo, big up Sam Kratz, man. Producer extraordinaire. He dropped a sick-ass single not too long ago called The Culture. We played it last week, man. You lot got to hear that at the end. And man, bruv, honor to be involved in that, man. You got myself, Craig G. Who else is on there? We got Phoenix the Ice Fire, Ramson Bad Bones, and of course G Bagula, man like G Bag, on a Sam Kratz beat. And
Jazz T.
Jazz T on the cuts. And we got to do some, reminiscing on what the 90s was like, man. That was fun. And we can't deny it, man. The 90s is what really kind of gave birth to the style of hip-hop we love. So it's only right to do that, man. That's the first time I really got to do that as well, is like give an ode to a certain time in terms of music. So it felt fun, man. Shout out to Sam Kratz in the place to be. Yeah. See, Gleam was on about the reggae track. See, I knew it was Blaze It Up, man. Fire it up. Lewis, POK's on the haze. Bruv, you must stay up all night, man, on that haze. Jeez. Shout out to Don Smither in the building. Straw Nana Dabs. Woo! Cherry hash plant Cali. All right, man, showing off right here, boy. Man, showing off about
Straw
some
Nana.
water in, boy. Straw Nana. Shout out to Oshi, my big bro Oshi, man. Yes, good to see you here, bruv. He's saying we're doing good work. He put me on to quite a few different people as well, man. Like, not long after the whole lockdown stuff, and when he was like, bruv, you need to check this guy out, check this. And one of them was Mark Passio. And I think I was listening to like Clint Richardson and people like that. But yeah, bloody hell, when I checked out my man, boy, I was like, let alone, obviously, he just opens your mind up to like, this other side of the world. But then, you know what I mean? How passionate he is and how aggy he can get on his show when he's talking about all this stuff. It's just like, it really means something, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, big up Osh, man. That stuff really helped to kind of get your head around what's going on. Shout out to all the crew in the building, man. We appreciate you mother lovers getting involved. What? Chris Lahat said his missus does Krav Maga, so she can keep me in check. Bruv, if she does Krav Maga, you're fucked, man. You better hope she don't get no belts. How long she be doing it, man? You better get off that now, because, bruv, when you wake up with your nuts in your mouth, or because you didn't go shopping this week, bruv, can't, they fuck you up. They do all kind of mad. I was like, when do you get to practice it then? He's like, you don't. You just, you kind of air grab.
Yeah.
Air
grab.
You got air tear, air grab, air bite, air stab. Boy, bruv. Chris Lahat, man. Good on you, bruv. Shout out to Reagantology in the building. What's going on, brother? Yeah, man. All right, so like there are heavyweight like champs. There's a guy called Fabricio Verdum. He was like a heavyweight champion for UFC, as well as I think he was in Strikeforce as well, but I think so. But yeah, heavyweight champ. So he's a big dude, and he was known. His style was like jiu-jitsu. People knew him for jiu-jitsu. He'd always choke people out or break bones or whatever, and he got a bit better at strike and whatnot. But it turns out that how he got into jiu-jitsu, and he became like very well known in that world as well, black belt, whatever. And it turns out that his missus choked him out. The girl that became his wife or whatever. Yeah, she actually got hold of him and choked him out. Yeah, and he was like...
Dragged him home.
Dragged him home, put a ring on him, told him, shut up and learn. So yeah, it turns out he was like, yo, I need to learn that. How the fuck did you manage to do that to me? And from then... So that's the level, yeah. Like, they adapted it. Like, jiu-jitsu's from Japan, but the Brazilians adapted it so that, smaller people could beat bigger people. Because when you're on the ground, you're the same size, they say. Yeah. That's not what she said, though. Yeah? No?
They could have called Krav Maga Jiu-Jitsu, couldn't they?
They could have, but why do they call it Krav Maga? What does that mean then?
Must be some
Let's find
Israeli word.
Yeah, we got to find out, boy.
Tear the balls or
do whatever at will. Anything goes. It probably means
anything goes. Yeah,
bruv. Yeah, man, that shit is dangerous, boy. I ain't messing with that, man. I'm fortunate that she's only 5. Bruv, I don't know about fortunate. 5'2", that's like she's dead. Bam, bam, bam. Solar plexus. Knees to the nuts. Bam. Depending on what your size is, depending how tall you are, how short you are, it might not be a good thing. Just don't get her angry. If she's doing Krav Maga, all I'm saying is don't get her angry, bruv. Because that's the next levels there. You know what I mean? That's some shit you might not never know nothing about, boy. I'll tell you.
Oh, no, we just found out that the Mrs. Kisser is a German.
Oh wow!
Wow! Don't let the Krav Maga and the Mrs. Kisser get together.
Yeah, that's
Could
it.
be sparks.
You lot fuck this. Yo, let's not get carried away. You lot mash up if that happens, boy. Yeah, I mean, I think it's good to have your girl like have some form of, just in case she's out on her own somewhere.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shame it's come to that, but yeah.
It is, definitely, man. Definitely. There's some idiots out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All around the world, really.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. And plus, they'll probably have a bit more confidence. And you will as well, letting them, roam around.
Letting them out your sight.
Out in these streets, baby. You know what I'm saying? You be out in these streets. Yeah, man. So, all right, I've got to try and come to the next one, man. When you got another Muay Thai kickboxing event, Mice Investigate.
Get yourself vitamin D'd up.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
before you go to the O2.
That's a good point, actually. I might not. Either that or I'll get loads of shungite.
Yeah, surround yourself in Shug Night. Yeah.
Just roll up in there. Black Panther style. Mask on, everything. I was there. I'm wearing the mask today, bro.
Shug Night gloves.
You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Back again for another one. I'm looking forward to tonight. We're going to be chatting with my brother Verb T. I think coming up very soon. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Of the 4 hours of high focus, formerly of low life. You know what I mean? Jeez. We got some history, man. We go back quite a long time. You know what I mean? Back to the Harry Love days. All right, I'm going to message him and let him know.
Yeah.
We'll hit him up in like 5 minutes. And then also, we have got Mice Investigates for you mother lovers. This week, the investigation is basically just to do with, faking it till you make it. Like,
right.
What's the most fake it till you make it moment you've ever heard of or you've witnessed? There's a bunch of crazy ones out there.
Yeah, I'll have to have a think about that one. What the most fake it till you make it moment?
Yeah, like the most fake it till you make it moment. I mean, it could be this. It could be this whole thing we're in right now. Or we could go back to Beauchamp and Pasteur. We go back to the 1700s if you want. Who the fuck knows? You could go back to, is it Magna Carta?
Yeah. Fake it till you make it. They still haven't made it.
They have, man.
No, the actual, democracy. I mean,
yeah, but the idea is not, it's never, it's continually got to be not be what you think it is. It's a democracy. It's a democracy. I'm going to vote. No, my vote didn't win. Did you vote for it? Right, you did as well. Like, hold on, I don't know anyone who didn't. How the fuck did they win?
Right.
Oh, shit.
Let's have some fire emojis in
Let's get some fire emojis going, mother lovers. DJ Pork Scratches is in the building. What's going on, bruv?
We're on screen.
We're on screen now. Ladies and gents, give him some hand claps, some fire emojis, some bombs, whatever kisses if you're into that sort of thing. Verb T is in the building, bitches and bitchettes. Yeah, we need to get sound. We're going to do, don't worry. You know what I mean? And I appreciate this guy coming on as well, man, taking his time out. You know what I mean? We're starting this little podcast here to get people involved in something. You know what I mean? Especially in this scene. It's like we need to connect in a way that we haven't done before. That's in my opinion. You know what I mean? Let's see. T, how you doing? You good, bruv?
I'm okay, thank you. Yeah. Sorry, I
check.
couldn't hear you for a second there, but
Oh, is it?
how you guys doing?
Yeah, good, man.
Good.
This is my brother Dan DNA. In case you ain't met, Verb T, Dan DNA.
Good to meet you, man.
Good to meet you, man. How you doing?
Yeah, good.
It's the prolific one. We go back. Wow, we go back to the 90s. Jesus.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it was like what, 98 or 99?
Nah, it's got to actually. Yeah, it's got to be 99 because it was the
remember what you had the
Kiss the Ass Goodnight. Yeah, and that was 99.
Me and Franklin and Harry had the thing around the same time. So
Yeah,
every year
man.
that was around that time.
Jeez. Oh my gosh. Okay. So ill lyrical behavior. That's it, innit?
Yes. Yeah, that's it.
Fucking hell, that's taking it back, bruv. That was what was it? It was a 10. I think it was a 10-inch vinyl, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
10-inch vinyl, and then what was my man's name? 8 Man, wasn't it?
8 Man. Yeah, connected. There was a magazine called 8 Man.
Yeah.
8 Man. It was Dominic.
Dominic.
He was the guy that.
And he was like a reggae artist. He was like one of the only white kind of DJ, you know, like chatter, like MC, you know, like and he's like his name was 8 Man? Nah. I've forgotten what his name.
His magazine was called.
Yeah.
That's what his magazine was. And the record label that we released it on was called 8 Man.
8 Man, yeah. And I've forgotten what
he didn't go by that name. That was the name of his
label.
Record.
But when he was, did you know that he was a reggae artist like before all that?
I didn't actually know because he never really talked about his music to us.
Dominic, I think he's.
I'm not connecting his music with him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I might have
yeah.
heard I'm not connecting it with him.
Well, when I was young, like, you know, my babysitters, they were like Bayesian Jamaican. And so we'd always be watching sound tape, you know, like the live sound tapes. It would be Ninja Man and, you know, Shabba Ranks and all that. Like all the old school, Admiral Bailey, all that old school shit. That's what I grew up on, yeah? And he used to be on the older stuff, the stuff where they're like, yeah, this is from like the 70s or whatever. And it was like him, Nicodemus, you know, Junior Demus, like all the old Yellow Man, all them like old school. And I think his name was Dominic. I think his name was actually Dominic on it. But I can't remember. I think he might have called himself that. But yeah, that's crazy. You're taking me back now, bruv. And Franklin, Kid Fury.
Yeah.
Jeez, what a journey, man. What a journey you've been on, bruv.
Yeah, it's been a long road to here.
It's been a mad one. Like, obviously, so we were, you know, in the factory with Harry Love, like always writing, beats will be going, myself, you, Young Gun, and then a bunch of other people, like Jest will come through, the Kalashnikovs, Kaiser, who else, man?
Kashmir.
Well, Kashmir was, the link up with Kashmir was like, I used to see him with, what was his crew called? I've forgotten the name of his crew now, but there's a bunch of them, like Baron Greenback and all that. And then Kashmir. So
you mean Combined Mentals?
That's it, Combined Mentals. Yeah. And there's a whole bunch of them in it. They were like Wu-Tang type, just enough of them. It's like, I don't even know how many members. Yeah, that's when Cash come in. But T was, and all the way back then, T was always just constantly churning shit out. Because a lot of people say to me, they're like, "Rah, man, Verb T's like, I swear he releases like 2 albums a year, 3 albums a year." And I'm like, bruv, that's how we used to write back then. Like, it was just constant.
I think it still seems like more than it is. Like, I think I have maybe an average of one thing a year out, which is quite a lot. But I do take a lot of time to write and take time away from, you know, after each album. But yeah, it is a lot though. It has been a lot of output. But when you look at it over the years.
How many albums deep you know?
I honestly don't know because I honestly don't know.
That's see it there. I love that because it's not a thing of you just do it. as opposed to think about, all right, I'm here. Okay, now I need to do, it's just do it, man.
But there's a lot of collaborative projects and like EPs and this and that, and then you stop counting. Do you know what I mean? Like um, there's a lot of different types of projects that I put out over the years. So yeah, it's hard to know how to count them as albums, but yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I hear that. And so obviously, yeah, so we carried on, each doing our own thing and all that,
Some
and
of
then
our shows together. Do you know a lot of the live events we did together? Like, do you remember?
Yeah.
Me and Harry always talk about this. Like the first time we went to Leeds. Do you remember that? I think it was me, you, and Young Gun.
Yeah.
I think me, you, and you went up on the coach, like back in the sort of old megabus days. You know what I mean? At the very beginning.
Yeah.
And it's just a funny journey, man. I wish I could remember more specifics, but just like, yeah. Oh, I think there was something about like getting stopped by police on the way to the venue.
Yeah.
You said something to Harry,
Vaguely.
like, down that road, like he was trying to take Harry off. I think Harry got into an argument with him or something, but nothing actually happened. But anyway.
Yeah. Jeez,
I'm just
man.
saying, a lot of our first live events together.
It's mad as well because the excitement you have then, it's like I'm very much still excited about performing and whatnot now, but because it was all quite unknown then as well, it's like a different level of just like, we're on our way to Leeds, like, we're gonna do a gig. I think I remember my first time was with Harry, like actually doing a gig abroad, and it was like getting paid, but it was just like Brittany, it was just some festival in Brittany, but it was just the whole thing. I was just like, this is nuts. I'm actually getting to do this, and you're just thinking of all the possibilities as well in terms of getting out there. Like, what's been the craziest shit for you now?
But that's dope because look what you're doing now. You mean you're out there regularly, like you're actually doing it. You've been doing it since and still doing it.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. To be honest, the whole thing is just, it's
taking it to new places each time, which is fucking dope.
What's it been like for you? What's been the craziest moments for you where you're just like, thinking back to where we've come from, and then, now you're like, fuck, I've got to do this. Like, obviously, doing the thing with Primo, you've actually got to do like a real song with Primo as opposed to rapping over a freestyle beat or whatever.
Well, yeah, because you know me, so like sort of what that would mean to me, especially looking back how it used to be when we met. But like the first time we met in person, I don't know if you remember, but we did like a 90-minute freestyle tape. Harry was DJing, me and you just rapped back to back. You remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Some freestyle.
Didn't we do that in down in the basement? No,
I think that was in Kensal Rise. Do you remember that back room in Kensal Rise?
Oh shit, yeah.
There's a recording of it. I don't know if it still exists. That would be crazy to be able to find that recording. But,
that'd be nuts.
But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. It's like what you're saying though. But yeah, anyway. So me from that time. On that day, we were like rhyming over Primo instrumentals.
Yeah.
And so going back to what you were saying, like, obviously, that is a milestone. You can't really deny it, because if you'd have told me when I started that I'd get to do that, that was just like things like that were the dream. Even I remember another day, it's like the first time we did a support gig overseas, and we supported MOP in, I think it was Switzerland.
Wow. And
on the same day, I had a video dropping, and so I remember at the time just sitting back and shit, thinking that is exactly what I dreamed of when I was younger. I literally like. The people I'd be supporting, and just having music dropping, and having a video out, all of that shit. And I just have to appreciate like how I used to think about it then, and just that I actually did what I wanted to do.
Yeah. How did you?
Primo was like the ultimate version of that.
Yeah. I mean, when I heard that, I remember I was with Locke, and I think we were heading back from a gig. It might have been Portsmouth actually, man. But shout out to Gleam. It might have been Portsmouth, but we were heading back, and I remember Locke was just like, I've got to play you it, because I didn't get to hear it yet. And bruv, when I heard it, and I was just like, yo, they all went in as well. But it's like as if I did it. Do you know what I mean? Like, as if the way I was like, right, this is mad, man. I'm not even on the tune, but I just have this, there's a sense of emotion, like, yo, finally. You know, you get to hear something like this, and it's quality as well. You know, I spoke to Leaf Dog about obviously the back and forth with picking beats and whatnot, and I think it's beautiful that it turned out the way it did. Like, it's just like no one can deny the tunes. You know what I mean? And then I just hear my brother on there. Like, I'm like, yo, this is nuts. I was like, bro, we have to rewind it.
That, man.
It was crazy, man. Live. DJ Premier, by the way, if people, I'm sure you lot know anyway. But yeah, 4 hours got to do a tune produced by DJ Premier, cuts by DJ Premier, and Jesus, it's a banger. It's a banger, man. Yo, you getting love in the old comments, bruv. Shout to Amber. Shout to DJ Pork Scratchings. Yeah, we're talking about Kid Fury. What's happened to Kid Fury, man? You spoke to him recently or not? Shout to the real Mr. B. I think Verbs is frozen a bit. Shout to Yerma. Yerma is in the building. Nah, that was a shit building, innit? Building. That's not Scottish. In the building. I fucked up.
Hoose.
Yeah, in the hoose. There you go. Right, Verbs is all right, hopefully we'll get him back, man. But he's taking me back, bruv. Oh, wow, we got to do that.
Yeah.
I've seen it on other podcasts and be like, right, when do we get to do the infinite host thing? Yeah. It's man, it's weird, man. When it goes back to those sort of times, man, like he was saying, you know, how I met Harry was we gotta get Harry on here for sure. But how I met him was at the open mic at Deal Real Records, the record store. And I think I've gone through the story about Blue telling me to go there and that. You know what I mean? I was all shook. So I had to call my brethren, Smooth Pig, and ask him if he'd hold my hand to go up to West End so I could hit the open mic. Not literally, obviously, but I might as well have had him holding my hand. And then, you know, just a few times going up there and hitting that open mic, and then it was like getting love. And then Harry was just like, yo, we should do something. And then we started hanging out. He's in West as well. So it was just like, oh, bam, link up. And then he introduced me to Verb T. Young Gun was already linking up with Harry as well. So, you know, it was like the three of us were in the same sort of stable, in the same factory, you know, working on our craft and building and building and building. So it's beautiful seeing, you know, where people have got to, like after all these years. You know what I mean? But there's so many things I want to ask T anyway. So hopefully we get him back and speak on that. But yeah, really interesting, man. Like, you know, I'm forgetting that. Once he said it, I was like, yeah, shit. That was a long ass journey. And you just think like how young and hungry you were then for the unknown. You didn't really know what you were getting into and what it'd be like. You just had an idea of it. But then once it starts happening, like you're hitting the stage and performing and learning like, oh, maybe it's not good to be blazed up before you go on, or, you know, whether it be, oh, people like it when I drop this bar, so I want to write more stuff like that, or just the minor things that you start off learning as you're doing it. You know, I remember that being the real time, man. For us, it was like, yo, just keep churning, keep writing. I like this beat. Nah, I want this beat. You know, hearing new music as well. We always used to sit down and talk about it. Say like, you know, MOP just dropped a new album, or Gangsta, whoever, and just be like, oh shit, so and so sick, man. You know, and just being inspired to like come with quality as well. So we got you back, T. Slightly. He froze up again.
It's gone into this.
He froze up again.
Infinite Diggy.
Infinite Diggy power.
Yeah. Fuck.
PLK said the crowd is growing. Shout out to Typical Stony. Shout out to Bill Montgomery. Yeah, man. Hopefully the crowd can grow more, man. Like, obviously, as you know, we talk the talk on here. So we got to be careful how we push it out there, because we don't want to get cut off. But if we do, we're over on DLive, DLive.tv, MysDiggi. We're also on Twitch, twitch.com/TheMysDiggi. You know what I mean? So if we get taken off, hopefully not though, because I wouldn't mind dropping some more music videos on YouTube. But fuck that, we have to talk the talk. You know what I mean? You got to let people know you lot are not alone out there. It's been a mad nearly 2 years now, and some of us, not all of us, some of us have been going a bit crazy, but secretly on our own. And that ain't right. If we go crazy, we should go crazy together. So that's why we started this podcast here, where we talk about some shit you might not never know nothing about. Verb T, you back with us? Oh, shit.
Yeah, man, sorry.
Nah,
I was having some trouble with my connection. It's kind of, I actually forgot we were doing this, so it's kind of last minute.
Yeah, sorry, bro.
So I just had to have a quick setup. Yeah.
Nah, I appreciate you coming on, bruv, man. I know you.
Yeah, I think it's working now. Sorry, where were we?
So we were talking about doing those early gigs and whatnot. And then I went into how, you know, we used to listen to, obviously, like us practicing and working on tunes and whatnot at Harry's, and then listening to albums as well, you know, and just how crazy it is to see, like, obviously that happening. What other highlights then have happened so far other than that, in terms of like performance and or where you've been, or, you know, music coming out and whatnot?
Yeah, just like there's always certain gigs that stand out, I guess, like when you do just like big festivals across Europe and stuff, and you know you've got big crowds there, and you know it's just that sort of stuff is, you know, you get some special nights like that. You must know what I'm talking about, like when you go overseas and the show's just amazing, and it's like it really sticks out in your mind, because whether it was the energy, whether you just had a really great time that night, or whatever it is, do you know what I mean? So there's shows like that, I guess, like maybe the first time when we played Athens, that was kind of crazy.
Wow.
I think when we did, there was a festival, I wish I could remember the name, it was a festival near Vienna, and you know Sammy Deluxe?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So he was headlining it, and we went on just before him. Now I knew he was huge. I was like, fuck. Like, what if everyone's just there to see him and we haven't got a crowd there? So I wasn't sure, but then we went on, and the whole crowd that was there just went crazy, and he killed he killed it. Don't get me wrong, he did kill it, but I was just glad that we had that same crowd that he had. They knew our shit as well.
Yeah, that's crazy.
At that event, so
that is crazy, because I toured with I got to tour with Sammy Deluxe. Was it? Sammy Deluxe and Afrob. Afrob and Sammy Deluxe, they called it ASD. And at the time, this was like 2003 or 4, and they were like the Red and Meth of Germany. No, it was like a tour, their actual tour around Germany. And I featured on Johnny Rewind. Johnny Rewind is the DJ. And he's a producer as well. Can you hear me? Right,
sorry, the sound was going a bit funny.
Yeah, it says that. It says the bandwidth is a bit low. Dun, 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 dun. Can you hear me though? Oh no, you can't.
Yeah, sorry, bro. I couldn't hear for a second. I was just trying, because I was trying to plug a headphone. Sorry, Bob. I couldn't hear you for a second. I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, I was just talking about. I've actually toured with Sammy Deluxe, and how big you know, just like how massive the tour was and all that. So it's like from time,
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, some of those events that.
Oh, it's cutting out.
That you play at. Like event was huge, and that's without. So you didn't he say he played you the beat tape or something?
Yeah, who's Sammy Deluxe?
Yeah, there was something.
Yeah, right. You got a good memory, brother, man. You got a good memory, yo.
No,
so
I just remember a conversation we had.
Yeah. So Sammy Deluxe and Afrob, they were working. They've already done one album, and they've had Dilla feature. I think they got 2 beats on the album, maybe 4. It might have been 4 beats. They got Dilla beats on their album, and so they also, whilst we're on the tour bus, you know, music was playing and whatnot, but they still had the beat tapes that he'd given them. And so we're listening to the beat tapes, Jay Dilla beat tapes, like exclusive.
Yeah.
You're hearing the shit, it's like a mixtape.
And you said there was like voice notes on there that he had left.
Yeah.
Like
it was crazy, man. And it was like listening to an album, you know, like a beat tape album type thing. But this is just him, you know, his show reel basically. Like, yeah, pick the beat. I was just like, yo, that was inspiring shit, man. Yeah, that's crazy. And then also you did you had the soundtrack in it on the Ranganathan, his TV show, You in Pitch. That's another big moment, man, for the scene.
Yeah, that was a good. I mean, getting to work in TV, like I definitely always wanted to branch off and do different things. Like it, I don't know, because I was always interested in writing films. And
I remember.
To write scripts and stuff.
I remember, man.
Do you remember when I used to be a film? Well, not a film nerd, but like I worked in video shops, and like I really wanted to. And I did write scripts. I just never really took them because music always just took all of my focus, and I put kind of everything into that.
Yeah.
So it was nice to. It's a nice step in that direction to, you know, get to work on a theme for a TV show.
Yeah.
And we did it in our way that we made music anyway, because we made albums together. So yeah, it was cool, like to get that. Yeah, we did. What was it? A soundtrack for one of the series, and then a theme song for the show.
That's sick.
So yeah, that was cool.
Wow, that's big, man. Fire for that, boy. Fire emojis for that, man. That's big moves right there. Jeez, man. So what I wanted to ask you, because obviously we never really spoke about it a whole lot, but obviously after the low life thing, for a few of us, it was like, what we do, where do we go? How do we, do you know what I mean? Like, how did you deal with that situation? How did you navigate? You know, you don't have to get into all the bullshit. Everyone kind of knows, I think. Sort of. But yeah, how did you, after that situation, navigate and...
To be honest, I just kept making music. And I was working as well, like, and just doing music part-time for a while after that. But I just kept going until, because it was just a weird transitional time anyway, where there wasn't really a space for it. It was more reliant on being on a label than to make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Like the indie route, like putting out yourself wasn't a thing then, innit? Should I freeze as well? If I go like this. Sometimes I used to, when I'm doing FaceTime, not FaceTime, but you know, video call to people, then I'll be like, yeah, bruv, and you know what? Fuck, you thought I froze, innit? But yeah, that's a real freeze, that right there.
Yeah, I think it might have frozen.
I'm pointing the wrong way. That's a real freeze. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He might have to move where he is. Like maybe the transmission might work better. You know what I mean? In a different position.
Yeah. Let's just wait for him to come back on.
Yeah, man. Good catching up with my bro, though. Boy, jeez. The journey's been crazy, man. Yep. Shout out to the crew locked in. This is the podcast where we talk about some shit you might not know nothing about. Pork Scratchings is trying to get that Johnny Rewind LP. Bless, brother, man. That's a dope track you got. Man, he's got some tunes on there as well, man. Welcome to the World of Johnny Rewind, I'm pretty sure it's called. I might be wrong, though. But yeah, there's some crazy times, man. When I was doing that tour, so I got to feature on that album. I'm pretty sure it's via Black Twang. Like, I don't know. I think, like, people were obviously around the world sort of getting into the UK hip-hop scene. I don't really know whether they actually knew who I was or he introduced, you know, so myself, Joker Star. Who else? I think Carl Hines as well. Shawnee T. You know, a bunch of us. Even Estelle. I'm pretty sure Estelle's on the album. But yeah, a few of us got to feature on that LP. Is a German producer. He kind of does hip hop, does reggae style as well. And then you got like, you know, artists from all over the world, like what they call it was on there. Coco Brothers was on there. Tech and Steel. Who else? Junior Reid was on there. I feel like Merciless was on there. I think Twang and Merciless did a tune on there, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, crazy album, man. It's called Welcome to the World of Johnny Rewind. And boy, at the same time, so I done that, and then I got scheduled to tour with them. And I was also doing The Boys, the play. It was me and Kaiser played twin brothers. And Kat from MTV, and then I've forgotten the other guy's name, but he's like, you see him on a few different TV programs now. But yeah, there's quite a few people, like even, is it Diversity or maybe the other like B-boy group, that the dance crew that got really big, quite a few of them were in that play as well with us. So quite a few people from that thing really went on to do some great things. Peaches, shout out to Peaches, the all-round entertainer. We should chat with her soon as well,
definitely.
man.
Yeah,
we'll catch up with Peaches. She was in it as well. That's where I met her. And then, yeah, a bunch of different people, man. So at the same time as doing this new thing where it's like, oh, wow, I'm getting to be in a musical play. I weren't sure at the time about it until we did the first show. I was like, yo, this shit corny, man. But then after, you know, I met two people on the tube, and it was like a sign, like, God was like, yo, trust me, because it was like two people that I got on one train, changed, and got on the next one, and then, you know, I'm heading home or whatnot, and then these people that I'm sitting in front of were like, oh, that was really good, man. Thanks for that. I was like, what?
Wow.
You were at the thing? They're like, yeah. After that, I was like, all right, I get it now.
Small city.
Small shitty. Yeah, Capleton's on. The Capleton tune's sick. Lord Finesse and Diamond D. Ooh, Paul Scratchers knows the deal, boy. Estelle and Rodney P, that's it. Yeah, man. Crazy time. So, you know, when T's saying that, it's very true. It's like, you're doing stuff that is at the time you're like, right, this is what I dreamed of doing. This is what I wanted to do. You know, like, is actually make this music actually, you know, go past just being in the bedroom or being in the studio. It's like scratched out. Shout out to Mr. Trick. I do remember that, you know. Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, as well, shout out to DJ Excalibur, because he was the one who actually put things together in terms of getting us, the artists, you know, from the scene and whatnot, involved in that play, The Boys, because that was like the first time it, you know, they tried to do it, where it's like, let's put some urban music with, you know, some classical theatre type thing.
Yeah.
And the workshop was, you know, it was pretty hardcore in terms of us trying to work out how things would make sense. Because they were putting, like, it weren't just hip-hop, it would be like bashment. I think there was garage in it, you know, and maybe jungle as well. So it's all like I say, in urban music. And, you know, to be able to do that, and then from that, after that, loads of things started happening that were in a similar, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
There was loads of things, and they even started, there was like a show on BBC 2 maybe, or maybe it was Channel 4, where they kind of did, it was like, yeah, urban theatre, whatever.
Yeah, I remember those, yeah.
Yeah, and so that shit set it off, man. That The Boys was something. So I remember even that, like thinking, oh, right, scratched out the urban musical. That's like, oh, that's kind of...
Oh, there you go, Mr. Trick, I made Scratched Out.
Ah, you made... Go on. So what was Scratched Out then?
Urban musical.
I'm trying to think of... let me try to Google it, man. Because I'm trying to think of what...
Lyric Theatre Hammersmith.
Yeah.
Dubplate Drama, that's it. That's what everything was called.
Dubplate Drama.
Thank you, Mr. Trick.
Wow.
Yeah. There was that. There was Tower Block Dreams. The BBC Three.
What was Tower Block Dreams again? I can't remember the...
That was the there was one on Skinny and Charlie Sloth. One on the pirate radio crew that influenced People Just Do Nothing. And then,
wow, shout to Dean Atta. Jeez, the plague was Skinny. Mr. Trick is pulling out some. You're taking it back, boy. Wow.
Yeah, can't remember the third. I can't remember what the third one was.
That's interesting, man.
Yeah. Should we? Do you want to have some? Do you need a break or anything, or are we just gonna? Should we just carry on ploughing through? See if Verb T gets back.
Yeah, T's got to sort out his. Oh, that's a shame, man. Maybe we'll set it up like once he's ready.
Yeah.
Because he might be. It sounds like he's quite tired as well.
Johnsy D Productions. Yeah, Johnsy D was always doing productions.
Yeah,
that was his thing. Yeah,
Johnsy D's a don, bruv.
Yeah,
he's always
trying to put together bigger cultural things. Yeah, that was what he was. That was his. He was a visionary for that, for that sort of thing.
He's done an amazing job at he's managed to curate his own realm of the dance world. Do you know what I mean? And really bring it to the theater and to the stage. Yeah. For people to see it in a different way. Yeah. But
he's got a special talent.
Yeah, he's proper hip hop essence in that guy, man. Yeah. And his love for it as well. And you could tell, he's very hip, man. He's very smart. He knows what's going on, as well as, and he knows what, the best lanes to choose as well when doing certain things. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Very smart guy, man, Johnsy D. And he can rhyme. Man, he's one of the people, he'll text you rhyming. He'll, when he's doing his tweets, he'll just, go off and syllables as well. Crazy shit, man.
Into the Hood, urban dance show. Do you remember that? Into the Hood?
Yeah, I do remember Into the Hood. See, that was one of them as well. Yeah, there was enough things that popped up, man. That's good to hear, though, that it's people that actually were in the scene doing it then. Because, you know what I mean? It's like when you're with, for instance, the Deal Real crew, yeah? As far as I knew, the first Deal Real records, they'd sold their stuff to the new guys, and then the new guys had opened up their Deal Real records. But it turns out years later, after the second Deal Real records had, stopped, that the first guys were not happy, with some situation or whatever. And I didn't even know that until, it's way later. Similar thing with this is when you're involved with a certain, foundation or company that got a project going and whatnot, then as soon as other things pop up, they'll be like, oh, have you seen these guys are trying to copy have you seen those guys? And so you don't know who it is, but it's just oh, right, that's true. Nothing start popping out there here and there.
No, there was definitely a an attempt by the mainstream to sort of ride a wave. So the fact that they was trying to do it means that means that UK hip hop was having an impact.
Urban Classics, BBC with grime artists. Bruiser, what happened to Bruiser? Grime had some characters, man. That Bear Man, wasn't there? Bear Man and Bruiser. And then who's the guy who did all the sound effects? He's kind of still about. The guy he does
like Police Academy.
Yeah, kind of.
This was all before Hamilton. Yeah.
What was Hamilton?
The one in America that they all went mad about.
Yeah.
Bruiser just made a tune, Mr. Trick said.
Wow.
He's back.
Jeez. Bruiser. Bruise. Flirter D, that's it. Shout out to Blue Fliggy. Yeah, Flirter D. Do you remember he used to do...
It's just funny that Blue knew. He was all about Faith SFX.
That's true, man. Trust Blue to remember that, man. Shout out to Blue Fliggy in the building.
Over there on his own in Twitch.
Oh, man. Yo, shout out to my big bro, Amandi Juma. What's going on, man? Yeah, tuned in, boy. Nah. D double. Yeah, nah, not D double. It was, what's his name, man? Flirter D. Yeah, there were some characters in grime, man. You know, I think as well. That's why it got a lot more traction, like a lot more. Not only like the politics behind it all, like we spoke about that before, but there was a lot more character. People weren't afraid to kind of, you know, be a character. UK
Bit of
hip-hop,
kayfabe,
people, yeah, people too serious, man.
like the wrestling. You know, people had that character and they stuck to it, and then even though they got on with each other in public, they had their sort of their rivalry or whatever. But
them lot
behind
would
the
be
scenes, they all
clashing.
got on with each other.
They'd be clashing, yeah. And you, so and so sending for this one sending, and then they'll go and do a whole set together.
Yeah,
You know, and people would go because they're like, oh, this is gonna be crazy, yeah, you know. But yeah, UK hip hop people.
they come out, do the boo, like wrestling. Yeah.
It's over there. He's behind you.
You'd be doing one verse and someone else walks out, and he's like that, boo.
Yo, that shit is hilarious, man. Yeah, but you know, so I don't know. I think it would be a bit harder for UK hip hop to kind of do it and take it seriously.
Yeah.
So lucky we got the battle rap scene. You know, it's not as massive as it used to be, whatever reason, I don't know. But it is, so if you want to have it out.
I think like the battle rap thing's big online though, ain't it?
It used to be bigger from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, okay, all
It
right.
used to be
Yeah,
bigger.
I agree. But
It's the
it,
thing.
it took off a lot more online
Yeah,
as
for
a
sure.
thing of when you
Yeah.
had like all these different battle channels started up. When YouTube became like more than 10 minutes,
Yeah.
suddenly you started getting all these things.
Yeah,
Now you've got all these
remember-
ones where people dress up as two different people and, you know, battle each other as Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton and all that sort of
Shout out
stuff.
to Uncle Barry O, yeah. He sent me some. Remember what I was saying to you about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like was it a Vaxxer versus a freedom fighter or something like that?
Right.
You know, like,
Yeah.
but it was the same person just dressed up different.
Ah, okay.
So people are doing that now, innit?
Yeah.
And what, are they making P from the streams? Is that the whole, that's the idea of
guess
it?
so, yeah.
Boy, that's, at least make it, you know, powerful. Don't just do it and go, now this is me pretending to be, you know? It's like, come on, man. But yeah, those were the days, man. That 03, 02, 03, 04.
Was there some sort of infamous battle in Camberley as well?
What is that? What? It's an infamous battle. Blue Fliggy, boy. He said, Diggy, your battle in Camberley has become folklore. That's hilarious.
What's the story there?
You got to remind me of his name, Blue. But do you remember J-Zone?
Yeah.
Yeah, J-Zone, he used to tour UK quite a bit. And these are like the early days, man. I've forgotten what his name was, man. But it was Al-Shid. Al-Shid. Yeah, Blue. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think his name was Al-Shid. Yeah, Al-Shid there. And so J-Zone had his crew with him. Al-Shid was part of that crew. I think there was another rapper there as well. And then, like, you know, we decided, because Camberley's like around Blue's old area. PLK says Camberwell. Nah, bruv, we was out in the sticks, man. Bro, was like, come on, man.
Camberley.
We were out in the sticks, Camberley, yeah, near Bagshot and them ways there, like, you get me?
Yeah.
And so I think it was in a pub. He was J-Zone was performing in this pub, kind of, you know. It was like, had space. There was like, it might not have been a pub. It might have been a club. I can't remember, but
Oh, PLK, Camberley. Where are you? Virginia Waters?
just round the corner, mate. Yeah. And they're performing. J-Zone's doing his thing. You know, the other guy comes on. Al-Shid comes on. And then I'm just there like, yo, people like, yo, Maestro, big up, big. You know, like, I'm like, rah, people know me. I'm getting famous type thing. And then I'm chatting with someone. I can't remember who. Yeah, Bracknell. Oh, that's near there, yeah. So you're in the burbs, man. Man's out in the burbs. You get
A
me?
bit further out in the burbs.
Stitch, boy. It's just
Cunch.
Yon tree. Yeah. So I'm talking to someone, and then all I can just hear like, yo, any MC. He's saying some shit like this. any MC in here, you know what I'm saying? That want to battle? Yo, like just constantly saying shit. And then someone taps me on the shoulder, and I'm like, right. And they're like, oh, right, can you hear what he's saying? And then I'm properly listening. And this dude's like, yo, I say it again. Any MC in here, I will battle. I will destroy you. I will da-da-da-da-da-da. And now, like, a bead of sweat is dropping down my big-ass forehead, yeah? Don't laugh. I was born like this, yeah? And I'm thinking, like, right. Shit, man. I wasn't really prepared for this. I wasn't thinking I'd have to come in and battle someone. So I'm just standing there, like, wondering, okay, how am I going to do this? All this sort of stuff. And then it gets to the point where people are now turning around and looking at me. Like, the people in front of me, they're like this. And they're giving me that. It's that, like, right, you're going to have that look. Like, right, he's talking to you look. Do you know what I mean? Right. Yeah, and now... So everyone's staring at me, and then I think Blue, yeah, that's it. He said, "I'll beat anyone," and that was it. Just echoed, anyone. Yeah. And then I felt Blue, and he goes, "Right, Stro," and I think, what did he say? It's like, "What you gonna do?" Something like that, and I was just like, "Fuck it, man." I just went up there. I goes, "Yo," because you can't have that, man. I've got all these people like, yo, my strong man, good to you. Oh, bro, you killing it. Then this guy comes all the way from New York, talking about, yo, I will destroy anyone, any MC, like constantly. Like it was like as if someone said, I don't know, it just felt like, right, this is supposed to happen then, fuck it. So then I went up there, people were like, like that, and I was like shitting it, like, yo, I don't even know what I'm gonna. And then I went up, yeah, and he goes, yo, you want to battle? Yo, you want to battle? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, okay, you go first. I was like, what? And I was like, you can't tell me to go. You're the one who's offering everyone out. You should be going first, innit? You go first. All right, fuck it. So I just went in, I think I had a little written, then went off into a little freestyle with it, talking about something like J-Zone should have put me on the payroll, something. And then, yeah, I think we went back and forth a couple times, but it was like, yeah, I got him. I can't remember how, but because it was a long time ago, but yeah, that's why it became like a memorable moment. And it was like, yo, I'm glad I fucking did that now. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because I ain't gonna lie, I don't even know what the fuck. Like, I didn't come here to battle anyone. Now, but it's like, yo, that's what you're about, innit? When you first come out, your whole thing is, I'm the best. None of you can fuck with me. So it's like there's gonna be times where you got to prove that shit, innit? Yeah. And yeah, I'm glad that he was fuming after that. He didn't want to talk to us. Yeah, he was fuming after that. He tried to talk about the scar on my neck, and people didn't really get it. I remember that. Yeah, it was funny, man. Like, yeah, he got served. Blue says he got served. Dude got served. Yeah, and I think that's it. Because he was out, like, and just seeing a whole bunch of people out in the sticks, he probably felt like, yo. But he was going in, I will burn anyone in this, da-da-da. And it's like, yo, this guy's really saying it. It weren't like just, 10 seconds. Yeah. Like I said, I was chatting with somebody, and this thing was ringing, I didn't realize that's what he was saying. Yeah. And then someone else, and then I see people turning around looking at me, and I'm like, yo, and he's still saying.
He was just sipping your orange juice, standing to one side, chatting to people, and it just keeps ringing in your ear. Then you just hear, anyone. Yeah.
That shit was hilarious, man, but yeah.
But you got the bat signal, and you responded.
Signal. You know what I mean?
For UK hip, have you done your bit for UK hip hop?
I represented.
You represented.
Yo.
Soldier in the field. Killed their show. Blue
but those days, that's what it was about. Yeah, actually deaded their show. I forgot. Fuck, Blue. Yeah. It messed up their show as well. Yeah, it's like the whole thing. It was like as if they just weren't expecting that would happen. Yeah. And then you could tell it was like Al Shid, he didn't really say anything again. He didn't even want to talk to us. And then J-Zone just had this kind of vibe about him where he was pissed off that happened, like. Yeah, and then they stopped for a while. I think they might have gone back into it, but it was like, yo, you shut them down, bruv. Look, they're all, yeah, boy. Jeez. Back in the day, mate, I'll tell ya. Can't wait to tell my grandkids about that. Yeah. But them days were different. Obviously, it's just the beat goes on and then you rap. It wasn't like a cappella and you didn't have time to write for someone. It was like a lot more freestyle going on. But yeah, the shit was funny, man. It was fun. Those were the days, mate. I'll tell ya. I should get Reveal over one time to talk about the battle rap days as well. But yeah, some funny times, man.
Yeah.
Right, should we get into some investigations then? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Hold on.
I think we might have lost Verb T. But listen, his album is out right now.
Yeah.
The Land of the Foggy Skies. Verb T and Ill Informed. It's out in all your outlets. You know what I mean? Stream that, buy that, hit him up on
I know he was knackered as well, so it's nice of him to just at least come on.
Yeah,
so
definitely, man.
Now you know the power. We know where we can reach out to. You know where these tentacles go. So
yeah,
for the future, expect big.
Please hit that like button and share the stream as well. Share the link if you can. You know what I mean? With like-minded mother lovers. There's also a video out there, Verb T and Ill Informed, called Healing. It's come out recently, so yeah, go and support that, man. What we'll do, we're probably going to have to reschedule with him and then get him on, with a proper connection and remembering as well that we're on. You know what I mean? You know how it goes, man. For these lot, there's so much that goes on. He's got kids as well, so I could imagine it's pretty hectic if he didn't remember anyway. Oh, shit. 666.
Hey?
I've just seen
what?
The body count on my Insta is 666. What does that mean?
Body count?
It's number 18. 18, what does that reduce to? 9. Yeah, 9 is a powerful number.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Number of completeness, wholeness.
See, I thought 8 was the completeness, wholeness.
Isn't it 9? Because then you go back round again.
Yeah, 9 always, everything reduces to 9. What is it? Whatever you multiply by 9.
Yeah, there's that weird thing where you can like turn all numbers into 9. Yeah.
And then even when you look at a circle, like the degrees, so you got 90 degree, that reduces to 9. Then what you got next? 180.
9.
Yeah.
270, 360.
Yeah, it reduces to 9. So there's some divine 9. Shout out to 4D. What's going on, bro? Turbo Tubbalicious in the building. Hey, we're going to get into some investigations right now, mother lovers.
I'm going to watch to the Turbo. I'm going to watch to the end before I decide this is worth a like, if you don't mind. Well, just dislike it until then.
Yeah, put a dislike, and then if you change your mind. Or you can. I saw someone talk about like it, then unlike, then like again.
Yeah.
See how you feel. Whenever we put you off, just unlike. Just as long as when you end.
If you don't like it, hit the like button 3 times.
Did I hit you with the? Oh yeah.
I'm just trying to find now. Hold on.
Wales in the house. Yeah, 8 is infinite.
Yeah.
4D's out in Wales, isn't it?
Hey?
4D. That's right, mother lovers. Back again. I didn't get a whole bunch of answers of people because I think, I think, sometimes it's like you ask, you're trying to investigate something, people might feel a little offended by it. I think it's the algorithms as well. The algorithms. Right. How do you deal with it? I've seen a lot of people talking about the algorithms now, like saying as if they're people, as if they're actually like, yo, these algorithms are out to get me, bruv. Like I lost some shit due to these algorithms. Wow. Algorithms drunk up all my shit. They drunk. No, it was the algorithms, bruv. If it ain't the Rona. So this week's Mice Investigates, ladies and gentlemen.
Get a sound effect for that one.
We're working on.
Oh, we've still got time in the background.
Mice investigates. What
Yeah.
is the most fake it till you make it moment you've ever witnessed or heard of? The most fake it till you make it. You know what I
It's a
mean?
good one.
The Love Island of life. The Big Brother, the last, towards the last 10 years of it in real life.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's a good one. What is the most fake it till you make it moment you've ever witnessed or heard of?
The one that stands out the most to me when I think about it is the one about the Nigerian guy who managed to sell an airport.
That's pretty,
Yeah,
that's pretty big
to
deal.
a Japanese.
Yeah.
he sold it to, I think it was a Japanese investor. I don't know
Yeah.
how you managed to do that.
Selling London Bridge, that was probably quite a good one.
Someone sold London Bridge.
Yeah, sold it to like Arizona or someone, and they thought they was buying Tower Bridge, but they weren't. They was buying the old London Bridge, which was just made of stones, like an
Wow.
old London Bridge. And now it's in Arizona, somewhere like Arizona. They had to rebuild it, and they rebuilt it, and it's just like a bridge that's the old London Bridge. But in their mind, they were buying the big towers and the opening bit, and everything. Yeah.
What? But didn't they look at it first, like just to make sure? Or maybe they. Nah, but that's kind of weird, man. It's kind of weird that you can do that, innit?
Yeah. Council just sold the bridge off.
And then, but
Put
they
it on like the old whatever loot. They probably had it and advertised it in loot.
Craigslist. Okay. So Arizona, they're like someone in Arizona, some area there. Are like, yeah, we want London Bridge to be here,
Mm.
and then
They must have heard it was for sale.
so London Bridge ain't here no more. There's no London Bridge.
There is, but when they to raise the money to build the new London Bridge, they sold the old London Bridge.
Okay,
That's
that
all
is
that-
hilarious. So these lot just got some old like Viking. they was looking for the Roman shit. It was like, nah, you get the Viking shit.
Yeah, it's Arizona. Yeah, Lake Havasu City. Yeah. Originally built in the 1830s and spanned the Thames, the bridge was purchased by Robert P. McCulloch from the City of London.
Ah, Jesus.
Should have guessed.
That's all you got to say. Say no more. The City of London.
Oh,
Okay, that's the reason why we have a Greater London. Is that correct?
what? Because
Because
of
there's
the
a
City of London. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we're all like, oh no, Greater London's like, zone 3 and 4
Yeah.
and outwards, but really it's like, it's just not that little.
Yeah. And
Yeah, right there.
people talk about in history about London, they talk, when they talk about, they're actually only talking about the city, really, aren't they, in the olden days? That's really was London.
Yeah.
If you was like a Cockney, you had to come from the city
Mm.
or within like a mile of the city. Or
They're really
within a
smart.
mile of the Bow Bells or whatever it was. Yeah.
Really fucking smart, innit, the way they do
Yeah.
that.
The guy, Mr. Trick, the guy who got #1 restaurant on TripAdvisor and it didn't even exist. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, that's,
Pretty good one.
What do you get out of that, though? You got #1 restaurant out of TripAdvisor for one that didn't exist, right? So what did he get in the end? What did he, Because there's no restaurant anyway, so it's kind of mad,
Gets to
man.
be in the best restaurant without having to actually open a restaurant. What he got was he saved a load of money. Not having to set up a restaurant, go through all that thing of having to find a good chef.
Oh, so he
and
can
all
just
the rest
go
of
around
it.
saying, look.
It's like, I run the top restaurant in wherever.
Yeah, on TripAdvisor. People are like, yeah, but the net's down. Blue Fliggy says, Trump, fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure. But
Made it in the end.
yeah,
With that, if that's what you want to do, be president of the world, then
it's a bunch of
made
them did that, innit?
yes.
A bunch of them fake it till they make it. They
P-
make it.
PLK, Kim Kardashian.
Boy, she's because we're still trying to work out what the talent is exactly. Other than, but imagine that, man. Like, apparently, is her Marjorie. What's her mum's name? I've forgotten, but she pimped the video of him and of her and Ray J.
Yeah, I heard it was just a leaked video. Yeah,
That's great. But she was the one like, no, we're gonna make money. From
yeah.
this. And
I've
then-
edited it. I've done my own cut. I watched it. Oh God.
I've graded it. Check the graded. Look at. I'm exec producing this bitch, okay? Yo, yeah, and they made it. They made it so people want to fucking look like them.
Yeah.
That is crazy. They changed the world. The Kardashians changed the world. Because all of a sudden you're just getting, why does everyone look the same, man? Why has everyone got these, what they call them, caterpillars, the eyebrows and that?
It's true. They've become, everyone looks like them. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, all that's come from them.
Yeah.
The mad, like, you
Yeah.
know, when you see chicks, they got the makeup, yeah. They,
The cross. Yeah.
what contour line is called?
Yeah.
They do that contour line. So from an angle, because that's like photo shit. That's like,
Yeah.
you take it from an angle. As soon as you turn that way, bruv, come
Yeah.
man, and the shit here, you just look like a Klingon. Like, what the hell's going on here, man? They changed the world. They changed the world, boy. Yeah, you're not lying there. Kardashians, Jesus Christ. Who else?
Armandi Juma, Milli Vanilli,
Woo! Yeah, you know it's true.
and WWF.
Yeah, WWF was a mad one. That really got to me.
Thing is, if you didn't know, did you not know all along?
I was too
It's
young.
Yeah, but
It was by the time I
did
got
you not
to
know that
11.
English wrestling was fixed as well? It's all
Yeah.
wrestling was fixed from the beginning.
But when you're a kid, it looks
Wrestling
real,
was
you
always
know?
fixed.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But it's when you're a kid, it looks real,
yeah, I suppose.
you know. And then, but then when
And you've got the characters as well, so you're
Yeah.
sort of, they get you in that whole, like, you know, like you're rooting for that person and that person's the baddie, the heel.
yeah, the Hill,
Yeah,
yeah, man, Big Daddy and was it Jeff Capes?
Big Daddy, Giant Haystacks.
Giant Haystacks, that's it, Giant Haystacks.
Yeah.
That was back in the day, boy. 80s TV, Jesus.
Mm.
There was a whole bunch of fake it to you.
There was. There's loads of it, all the sets.
Yo, Schofield, they all bare faking it till you make it. Yeah. Oh man, Milli Vanilli, that's it. Boy, their thing when it came out that they, you know, they faked the funk, like it was. Imagine what it must have felt like for them. Yo, we made it. I think they must have had a couple singles that killed it, like their albums and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then bam, it just comes out. You lot were faking the funk, boy. I think one of them committed suicide in it.
Really?
I think so, or was it overdose or something? But you know, shit where you could tell, like, yeah, that affected their lives, man. And what the sad thing is, you know, it's the record companies, obviously, that, you know, make things how they are. And then so for that,
Yeah.
it's like, wow. But then, you know, the crazy thing is as well, I guess because it wasn't, was it actually them singing? I don't think it even
Nah.
was them singing, innit? Yeah.
I think it is all like two men from Holland or something.
Yeah. So I guess, yeah, that is crazy. When
It's harder
not
for people
even-
from Holland to make it in the music industry, so you have to put two pretty boy, light-skinned men at the front instead.
Yeah,
It was the only way you could make it back then.
I guess so, man.
Two men from Holland probably couldn't. They probably had big moustaches, and back then,
With the plaits and that.
yeah,
Even the hair wasn't there.
yeah,
Even the hair was fake, bro. Jesus. I got plaits like, your name's Daphne and that. Yeah. Yeah, that, ooh, jeez. That's a, Blair, that's a very good one. Kenny Rebel says Blair. My man definitely. The whole Labour thing, yo, Blair, Tony Blair this, Tony Blair that. And then bam. Now, he come like Dracula. When you see him now, it's like, yeah. Well, you have to get the
yeah.
There's
No,
no
he's a
other
demon.
way.
He's a
Yeah,
demon.
he looks evil, boy.
The peace envoy for the Middle East who managed to destroy the Middle East.
Yeah, that's a good one. Matt Hancock, of course.
Yeah.
Honorable mention. shout outs to Scrabble. Right, Scrabble says the entirety of my career. Jesus, I don't know why. Why would you say that, man? Yeah. All right. So Don Smithy, he says so many rappers, yeah? This is like fake it till you make it talk. He says so many rappers, mostly in particular a couple of styles. There's still rappers in England that sound a touch Seppo-like or Seppo-like accents and shit. I heard it on a Chai Wada stage, even when we played it in Wales a few years back. Was gobsmacked, dropping videos like they have 1 billion followers and have 5 platinum albums. In actuality, they have 1,000 locals. In brackets, not dissing. On their social media and a few thousand bought or nobodies on certain apps and 2 albums on Bandcamp that have 50 views on the day they're released. Yo, you went in. I guess he's talking about swag rappers. That's what they call them nowadays, right? So Dark Legionnaire, he said it's got to be the GOAT Charlie Z. I don't know who Charlie Z is, but he said Charlie Zelenoff. He basically pays people to spar, you know, quote unquote spar, then sucker punches them, runs off and calls it a knockout win. He's undefeated. If you haven't heard of him before, you're in for some serious laughs. Wow, Charlie Z, yeah, Charlie Zelenoff. You got some crazy ass people out there, man. Like Fight Club style. You know what I mean? 4D says Giant Haystacks is the Don. Was the Don? Giant Haystacks was a big ass dude, boy, and he used to wear, it was like bearskin. So I
Giant
remember it was
Haystacks
big brown.
was,
he looked like he stank, basically.
Yeah, he was the more rough of the two. When Big
Yeah,
Daddy was the
and-
sort of like top hat and
and
the
the
sort of
spandex.
he was still
fucking-
big.
Yeah, that
They're
was
both
mad.
big,
When you
yeah.
think about it, that was kind of mad.
Yeah.
We're kids and we're
I bet
watching.
I
Like,
bet if you look at pictures now, I bet they're not even that big compared to people you see today. I bet
but it's
just
like a
sort of
big old dude in a
normal
leotard
haystack.
and shit.
Yeah.
So what the fuck is going? Shiny
Yeah.
leotard as
Yeah.
well. What are we doing? Like what kind of Giant Haystacks, man?
Who else we got? Gary Glitter, 4D.
Gary Glitter.
Fake it till you make it. He made it.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, man. A lot of them, unfortunately.
Blue saying not quite the same thing, but remember when the taxi driver ended up live on BBC News by accident, but still played along with the interview? Do you remember that? That was good. I think that's a fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Where they put him on, they thought he was just the guest, and they told him to come on, put a mic on him, and sat him down and all that. And then they're like, "Okay, coming up next, we've got so and so." He started talking to him. What do you think? He's like, "Yeah, I think." Actually, trying to answer the question, like an African bloke. He was actually trying to just like play along with it.
And because he was just
Didn't
like,
know what was going on.
maybe I'm supposed to. Is this a custom? Maybe it's a custom. You have to do this. If you don't do this, they'll kick you out. You won't go to school. You won't go to college. You won't learn. You have to learn this thing. If you don't learn this thing, you not gonna know nothing. If you not gonna know nothing. Yo, that is mad though. I want to see that video, man. Shout out to Suspense MC. Check what he says. He says Hackney College was building a new computer suite, and the man in charge of it all spent $3 million on computers, yeah, in Hackney College. The college later found out that the computers were second-hand and belonged to his wife, who had the company.
Wow.
Before the man, before he could be arrested, he handed in his notice and left England and went back to, guess where? Nigeria, mother love. He went back to Nigeria. That is hilarious, man. Speaking of Nigeria, where is it? So, I was saying about this Nigerian guy. The con man, he managed to sell an airport that didn't exist for $330 million.
Wow.
His name was Emmanuel Nuede. And he pulled off the third largest con in history. Fake airport scam. So he sold it to a Brazilian bank for 242 million US dollars.
Wow.
Somehow,
There's
some way.
some Nigerian prince shit there, isn't it?
So he
Pulled it
managed
off.
he managed to convince an unassuming bank
He
manager
wrote an
by the
email
name
to
of-
someone just saying, I've got an airport for sale, please deposit 40 million US dollars in my bank. And they went for it.
That's mad, yeah, because it does talk about it was before the internet was popping. So he's probably one of the first.
First. That's where they all
he
got it
set
from.
it off.
Yeah.
Jesus, man. But yeah, okay, so but he kind of messed up anyway. Obviously, he got caught. But imagine that. How the fuck do you sell a fake airport to somebody? How do you go like, yeah, I've got this thing. Look at the plans. You have the plans here. Like, what? And then
I'll put you through to the guy in charge of the cleaning contract. Hello. It's just always him at the other end of the phone, or putting on different voices. Hello, yes, this is this is his wife.
That is crazy, man.
Blue says Big Daddy was more more athletic.
He's not lying though.
that.
Yeah, Big Daddy. Nah, he
I
was more
suppose he
athletic
was.
than
What, so
big. Like he looked like
Giant
Humpty Dumpty.
Haystacks was a bit more of a lump.
My man, he couldn't run or nothing.
Yeah,
I don't remember him really, but Big Daddy
Right,
was like, right, my man
yeah.
can run in the leotard and that. Like, and he was always Union Jack leotard as well.
Tom Arlett's got car park attendant, possibly in Bristol, who kept going to work for years after the council shut the car park, taking money off people, and then disappeared with 1 million.
I heard this recently. I heard about this recently, and they're saying that it might have been a myth. But yeah,
Oh right.
it was something like that. But it was something similar to that. I'm not sure if it is exactly that, but it was to do with some guy that used to go into this car parking attendant job, and he'd collect money and he'd get him paid and all that. But it turns out that he never actually was contracted there. And so he disappeared once, and then they was asking, oh, where's, and they was like, oh, I don't know, I thought he worked for you, like the two companies,
Okay.
So yeah, it could be that story, man, but I don't know if it's 100% true. But.
Amondi Juma, Ali Dia, the fake footballer who said he was related to George Weah, managed to get a run out in the Premiership for Southampton.
Yeah, someone's mentioned that
Flipping
as well.
hell.
Yeah, where is it? Because I didn't know who he was either, and they said exactly that. So he managed to just, basically tell them he was the cousin of another famous footballer. So he's a Senegalese former professional footballer who played as a striker. And in '96, he convinced Graham Souness, who was a Southampton manager, that he was the cousin of a FIFA World Player of the Year and Bolt of the Year and Ballon d'Or winner George Weah. So that led to him getting signed a 1-month contract with Southampton days later. He played one match in his short spell at the club. He came on as a substitute in a league game, but was then himself substituted. And then he subsequently released 14 days into his contract once they found out. But it's kind of mad that they just signed him because he's someone's cousin, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, right, come on, brother. You don't want to see him play properly, and oh, he's his cousin. Yeah. I guess they went for the money, for the name, innit?
Yeah.
That's quite funny though, man, to be able to pull that off. It's like, because obviously you're going to become famous. This is the weird thing about when people fake the funk like that. It's like, right, don't you think people are going to find out at one point? Like,
Yeah.
if that's your claim to fame, if that's how you're going to portray yourself, it's like, and then now you're going to be famous, and more people are going to see you, more people are going to know who you are. It's
Yeah.
like, nuts, man. Nolly on the track says the US's response to the coronavirus. Hey, I think that's everybody's response personally, but don't mind me. DJ Threat says most young up and coming DJ or producers today. Jeez, don't say that, man. You know what I mean? Not everybody's like that. Shout to Mr. Margaret Scratcher. He says Google Silly Bill and Brains. Dun, dun, dun. Funny enough, I know them guys. Actually did it. Me and Jargon, they paid for us to go all the way up to Dundee. Is it Dundee or Aberdeen? Scotland. But it was a beautiful place. But yeah, they paid for us to go up there and do a track with them. I don't know if you remember.
Oh, yeah, I remember these, yeah.
Scottish guys that had got signed to a major label, and they, were releasing music and doing interviews and whatnot. But the only thing is, they didn't sound Scottish. They sounded American. And I think this is not long after Eminem. So, there was the whole thing about getting white rappers who don't look like they can rap to rap. And these guys got lured in, man. But the thing is like I think they did documentaries or, but it was like following them and, all the way they were American type thing. But they'd only been in America for a little while, so... Yeah, so it's kind of mad. I remember Jargon hitting me up, but I'll hit up Silly Bill. Maybe he'd be up for chatting about it, because it'd be quite an interesting story for you lot to hear. It's something you definitely might not never know nothing about.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Warmed up for D12, someone says.
Yeah. They warmed up for D12.
Mr.
And,
Trick.
it was funny because Jargon would always give me an update on what they're up to, and he was just like, he's like, they're doing a lot of stuff, man. And he's just like, but... they kind of sound different, Diggs. Oh, what do you mean, man? And he's like, they sound American, like. I'm like, what, when they're rapping, they're still using American? And he's like, yeah, but like when they're talking as well, like their whole, it's like they're American. And then there was some interview that they did where, the guy was like, where are you from? And, it was like obvious he was trying to find out whether they really were from America. And that kind of, I think we might have put it out there that, and then, I think there was a documentary that was out about them and everything as well. Silly Bill and Brains, man. But yeah, jeez. Yeah, that's going to be it. I'll hit him up and see, man. You never know. He definitely is, they're cool cats, man, and I think chatting to them about it, it's like you get lured in. It's something you want to happen and want to make, want to be something of an essence, something that you're really passionate about in a way, and you probably get lured in thinking, okay, well shit, if this is how I'm going to get it, fuck it, but yeah, so it'd be good to chat to him and kind of if he'd be up for it. But yeah, shout to Black Einstein. He says, an artist I was working with many years ago had a manager that was always on my case about the plans they had for their artists and the part I would play, etc., etc. Usual BS. But was never around for a meeting or at any sessions. Turns out the artist set up a fake profile, an email, etc., and was pretending to be the manager, gave the game away in an email convo. That's deep.
What?
That is deep. Who did I hear done something like that? It might be, I don't know if I should say his name, but example. I remember... what's the name of the brand? There's a clothing brand. He doesn't do them anymore. They used to be big skulls. And they were crazy colors and all that. But he said, and he was like, yo, I would have given them to him because it's not a thing. But he was saying that he was getting emails from someone saying, oh, hey, I'll look after example. Would you give him clothes and all that? And he was like, yeah, cool. But then, he ended up finding, and I think he just said to him, he goes, oh, that was me. Sort of thing, and he's like, well, he goes, oh, you should have just told me. He's going, no, but I wanted to be professional type thing or something like that. It's hilarious, man. Like, some people got to do that, if it feels like it's a better way to. I was always told to do that. It's like, you should set up an email account and like you're a manager.
From more professional than
I was like, fuck that shit, man.
Yeah,
way too professional for
me.
Okay, PLK says he's got to think about it. I wonder if he's thought about it. Have you thought about it, PLK? Huh? Okay, shout to who is Job Jim. He says, watching the underground UK hip-hop scene for the last 20 years. Dun, 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 and I wanted it. I was like, I was trying to draw
Who
it
the
out
fuck's that?
That's who is Job Jim. Yeah. And so I was like, come on, man, I think I know what you're on about, but, you know, I don't want to jump to any conclusions. But he weren't having it. So, no comment. But I think I know what he's on about. You know what I mean? UK hip-hop, it's a funny place, to be fair. The thing is, the problem lies where you start to rope everyone into the same category or the same. You think everyone's the same in a certain field or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's always a bit like you gotta be careful when you say these things. Like you might want to clarify it. Like just clear up, you know, so people don't get the wrong idea. So I was trying to get that out of him, but I think I know what he means. You know what I mean? I think it's whether it be like the whole thing of people. I've always felt like people are a bit too cool for, you know, to try hard. They don't want to make it look like they're trying hard.
Right.
You know? Like I've always felt like there's that weird thing of like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you know, it doesn't matter type thing, you know. But it's like, yo, if you're doing this, really do this, man. Like,
yeah,
you know,
that's true.
So I can imagine there's stuff like that he might be delving into, but you never know. We'll try and dig it out of him one day. Shout out to Blade. Shout out to my big bro Blade, man. He hit me up, by the way. It was a fun gig last week at the old Rise of the MC.
Oh, right, yeah.
Courtesy at Andwa at the chip shop. Obviously, with the petrol thing, you know what I mean? There's a lot less people managed to come out because they've forgotten how to use the tube and the buses, obviously. Do you know what I mean? And Blade, he couldn't make it because of that situation, but he hit me up, man, with a wicked message, showing a lot of love, saying he wish he was there and all that. And that meant a lot, do you know what I mean? From your peers, you know, it's nice when, you know what I mean, your elders want to show love and whatnot. You appreciate that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But what was refreshing and quite enlightening was like how many MCs there were there. Obviously, there was the open mic thing. But some of the things that people were saying to me, you know, it was touching because obviously it's been a long time since we got to perform and whatnot. So getting back into it's one thing. But then like, it was, you know, guys talking about like how they'd listened to me from way, way back and whatnot. And then I'm hearing them on the open mic. I'm going, yo, this guy's good. And, you know, it feels like, yo, that's the shit you want to see, man. So it was refreshing seeing like a whole bunch of young cats. And then there was one guy, he was like, brother, I've studied you. I write down your rhymes, listen back. And then all this type of talk. And I'm just standing there like, what the fuck? Like, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man. So big up all the people that came through. It was a lot of fun. Do you know what I mean? Shout out to Tony. Shout out to DJ Collider. And all the crew down there at the chip shop. Yeah, Youngblood was there, man. Youngblood as well. Shout out to Blue Fliggy. Yeah, Youngblood was a guy that he'd come on to the open mic at Kung Fu. And it was a funny situation with him because he actually, I think all his boys were egging him to come on, and he tried to jump up before it was time. And I was like, nah, bruv, you can't be, you know, I kind of embarrassed him on stage and whatnot. But then I felt bad for him, so once the open mic time did come around, I made sure he got on, and he came on, and I'm sure I was like, yo, you sure, bruv? You sure you want to come on now? That thing. And he came on and smashed it, like tore the place down. So that was a proper big moment. And then, yeah, I was always like edging him on, like saying, yo, come here, I'm going to this, come there. You know, like we had a good catch up after, man. He was reminding me all the crazy times that we've been through as well. And shout out to Bluefoot, man. I introduced them and he produced something for him. That was wicked, man. Yeah, baby. Catching up. So, shout out to Blade. This is what he said. That rant was, that whole ramble was because I mentioned Blade. Yeah. Shout out to Blade. He said, I was managing a grime group years ago. One of the members used to go to Kensington and pose in front of flash supercars and pretend to be rich while I was paying for their living. Soon as the behavior started, they got more and more lazy and it was time for me to walk away. Sad to say, but still not made it. There should be a TV program of people who still not made it. They've been doing it for how long? Like, still not made it.
Yeah. You go and keep checking up on them every 7 years or something. Keep checking in on them. How you doing? Still, you made it yet?
It'll be a constant, innit? Yeah, we'll have to. Yeah. That would be mad though, but
Every 5 years, say, just
we'd have to define what has made it first, and then
Yeah, true.
yeah, from there, you know what I mean, things will be easier.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be easier. Oh yeah.
At least put something out, done some live shows. There's some objective made it's that you could have.
Hey, Peter Lewis Kisser, aka POK, so he's taking it back now. The whole Big Brother thing, when Nasty Nick started being the bad man to win. Nasty Nick. As soon as he said that name, I'm like, oh shit. Jeez, that's when Big Brother was like, it was more like a wildlife program. Do you know what I mean? It was
like a sociological experiment where you could observe
before people started
people
acting
in the
up.
wild.
I think he's right. The Nasty Nick, he was probably the first actor-rapper.
Yeah.
And then from there, it was just like, everyone's trying
That was that not one of the first ones though when he was on when
Oh, you're right.
Nasty Nick was on it.
I thought it was like the first one to blow, but you're right. It might be the first one actually. So I'm messing up there. People from then knew though. But and it was cool for a couple years, but then it just turned into like, okay, everyone's on this.
You
shit.
just do that. Yeah, you just become.
Be a weirdo, and you'll be famous. What's her name though? She's from early. The chick on the big girl. I think she's from Birmingham. That's on like ITV and all that.
Not Jade Goody, R.I.P.
Nah, not Jade Goody. She was before Jade. This one. Yeah, and but she was loud and all that.
Oh, she does like This Morning.
Yeah, This Morning. That's it. Yeah. She's been like,
Denise or something is her name. Or something. I can't remember. I don't know. Man. I don't know.
But she's done well, innit? Not for being on Big Brother, just being on there and loud and shit. Yo.
I think they sometimes use those programs for like fielding reality.
Alison, that's it.
Yeah.
Just blue.
They use them for fielding the future TV stars. So they put a load of people in there, and they're like, some of these people might be good for being on TV, and then they sort of like check them in a live situation, see how they react to being on TV all the time and all that. And then the ones that do really well, even if they don't win, they get a career in TV.
Do you think it's like they broadcasting the grooming? It's like live grooming.
Yeah.
You're watching them groom these people to become their little robots. Like
definitely. And then you used to get with the celebrity ones. You get like comeback ones, wouldn't you? Like Barrymore, Michael Barrymore had his comeback on Celebrity Big Brother. So he'd been like out of the limelight for killing a bloke in a swimming pool, and then now he's like he was on there like I'm so glad to be back and all that, and then, so you get to sort of see him over like a few weeks, and you're like, he's won our hearts again. It don't matter, he killed someone.
Yeah, boy, what a tool that is, man. What?
Craig the DIY man, Blue's saying, has his own DIY show. Yeah, so he's like do you remember Craig? Do you remember him? He was like he was like a builder, but he was like a sort of chirpy builder.
Yeah,
maybe from Liverpool or something. But he's got his own TV show now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, so What I mean, what's the deal with like?
They should do one for like grime artists. Just exclusively. They do these houses now, content houses.
What, online?
Yeah, where people live. You can like in New York or London. Probably got some in London, but you all move into the house together.
Fuck off.
No, I'm not kidding. Content houses. That's what they're called.
Content houses.
Yeah, and all you do is you basically just like contact companies and say like, we're going to start living our life 24/7 on cameras. Can you start sponsoring us and all the rest of it? And they build up the likes and promote each other all in separate rooms, doing gaming. Product placement stuff. Yeah, content houses.
What? So basically, so you're saying it's like a bunch of creators?
Yeah, a bunch of different
content
influencers.
Creators. They live in a house.
They rent a house together with the sole purpose of making that house into a content house.
Yeah, so that's
where
like
they're going to get likes and
that
shares.
King Batch and all that.
Yeah.
There's like a bunch of them in LA.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Oh, so they've been doing that for a while.
Yeah, all over the place. They got them all over the place.
I thought you, you know, when you said it, I thought you actually meant like just random people who'd be like, yeah, we'll live in a house where they just keep filming it on summer streets.
Like Big
people
Brother,
like
but no one's watching.
Yeah.
You can tune in if you want.
Nah, but
It's
I
not a
feel like
TV
there'll be
show.
people that'll be into that shit.
Oh, of course they would. Yeah.
When there are people like that are into, you know, watching people, you're watching the TV and on the screen is people watching the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be, there's got to be people out there that are just into, like, yo, I don't mind just watching people in their yards, seeing what they're doing. Like, I'll stay in my yard eating popcorn, you know what I mean? Drinking raw milk and strawberries.
Just experimenting with your body in front of people, like just trying different diets, you know, just all sorts of. I've just heard about this new diet. I'm going to try it this morning. Smash the like button if you want me to try it. It's a glass diet where you just eat crushed glass.
Yeah, that's nuts, man. Yeah. Oh, well.
Blue said they should do one in a big marquee called The Content. That works on 3 levels.
Wow, that's a big one, man. That needed a bomb. Tool belt wearing scouser.
Right,
man. It's crazy, boy. Crazy world.
Have you got any more?
There was one last one actually, but I have to. Where was it? Oh, it was in the.
The most fake it till you make it moment you've ever witnessed or heard of. I'm having trouble. I suppose the bridge one, that's a pretty good one. But in terms of actual people,
this is so beautiful, this one.
Go on.
Shout to Reagantology. He says science. That's
clever.
Yeah,
that's very clever,
man.
Yeah.
It's so true because it's part of the idea of you know, modern science as well. It's like, theoretically this could happen if we do this. Okay, let's make it happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It can happen. It can happen. Don't worry. It will happen. We've just got to configure this in a way that makes this happen. You know. Did it happen? Well, yeah, it sort of happened, but the way it happened was...
It's a good one.
You know, the old road is Scrabble. So in the end, it happened. No. Okay. Yeah, I get what you mean, because I studied it as well. So, yeah, it happened. So, yeah, by the way, that's it. Make it till you make it. You know what I mean? Spot on, man.
Tom Arnott says Jesus. Mr. Trick says Artful Dodger duo. So he was talking about that earlier. What happened is at the beginning of Artful Dodger's career is that they basically, a couple of gangsters stepped in. The management were like some gangsters, and they kicked out the main songwriter guy and took the name Artful Dodger, and then that's who you see now. So you see like the non-members of the group when you go and see Artful Dodger doing their DJ shows and all that, whereas the main guy was Mark so-and-so. Do you remember him?
Right, so
he's from Twitter at the very beginning, 2009, when he was on Twitter right at the beginning. Mark something, I can't remember his name, but he was telling the story back then.
There's a lot in music, man. When you think about it, there's a whole bunch. You know, when it comes to fake it till you make it, shit, it's like it's endless.
Most of it is, isn't it? Really, you think about, you know, most of the pop artists. They don't really have. They come across like they're, you know, Peter Andre, I suppose, someone like that. Katie Price. You know, fake it till you make it.
They don't write their own shit.
Nah. They come across like they've already got the lifestyle, but they've just had their first single out.
Can't really sing. Yeah, even that. Yeah. That's a whole thing as well.
Yeah.
Where it's like, your
Mark
whole
Hill,
shit's blinged out.
Mark Hill, yeah.
Oh, was that him?
Yeah.
They asked about working with Craig David. Craig! Oh, man, that Fire Festival. Remember that? Did you hear about that?
No.
That Fire Festival.
No, what was that?
It was basically a festival that didn't happen in the end, and they tried to make it out like it was going to be on some like magical island out in the Caribbean
Fire
or whatever.
island.
Yeah, fire festival. But yeah, ended up being a bonfire, boy. And where it was like they made it exclusive, so they hired like models and all these like well-known, you know, kind of celebrity actresses. Oh, I think it was mainly models and whatnot. And did all these crazy pictures to make it a lifestyle thing. Like it was like, yo. And Ja Rule was involved as well with this other guy. But then it turns out this other guy was just like some living swindler type, you know, like always getting money through investments and, you know, borrowing and all of this shit. And they managed to get like a bunch of people to buy all these crazy ass tickets that were like, you know, crazy money. I can't even remember exactly, but it was like maybe 20 grand or something, you know, stupid amounts of money, and you'll get to stay in this lavish blah 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 on this magical island and all of this shit. Yeah.
Unicorn, eat unicorn poo every day.
Yeah. You could do whatever you want with a unicorn. You could ride it, you could eat it. Yeah. And so a bunch of people flew out there, and they were like, oh my God, I can't wait, I'm at the fire, I'm heading to Fire Festival, And it turns out like it's just a whole bunch of shambles, like proper. You gotta watch it, man. It was a doc.
Yeah, someone said there's a documentary
Ja
there.
Rule. Yeah. There's a documentary. Ja Rule was
Mr.
involved.
Trick on Netflix.
Yeah, he did credit card scams too, bruv. It was madness. The whole thing was just like, what? How the hell? And then Ja Rule got a bad name off the back of it as well.
No, wait, he had a good name before that.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's a good point. Loads of influencers got stuck.
Influencers.
Influenzas. It's the root word. It comes from the same root.
Yeah. Influence, yeah.
and influenza.
Yeah.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
It's you.
Influence.
I'm influenced to at you as well now. But yeah, that whole thing was madness. Fire Festival for real. Check that documentary out.
Documentary, yeah.
Nuts. And people stuck as well, because in the end they were like, okay, where they tried to make them stay in the end was all messed up. The people that lived on the island as well were like, yo, you know, they're meant to be getting paid to do some work and whatnot, and people were putting their heart and soul into it. They're like, oh, they're coming to my country, blah, 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 blah. I want to make them feel good. It was madness. The whole thing is nuts. See, Mr. Green said like yawning. Yeah. See it there?
Fake it till you
I
make
caught
it.
your yawn somehow.
Yeah, I can think of a couple of things, but I don't know whether I would say them on air.
What, any of them mentioned earlier today? Or?
No.
Okay.
Just
Tried
fake
to
things,
catch you
fake
out there.
events, fake things that have been. In the end, they made it. TV shows, films, any.
The weather's been. Yeah, the weather. There's 2 documentaries. Okay, shout out to Oshi. He said there's 2 documentaries on Fire Festival. I think it's spelled FYA as well.
Right.
The campaigns, like the whole thing. And then, and I think the other festival follows the guy a bit more. The other documentary follows the dude a bit more. And you just see how he's a proper con man. Like, and then he's still trying to run some other business that he's got going after all that. Yeah. Crazy, man. That's how some people do it, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They fake it till they make it. I had a friend, who he wasn't qualified in anything. He was a DJ. He was like a drum and bass DJ. But this guy, somehow, he could get a job anywhere. Like, he was one of them people, he could become the exec at, you know, some mad place or whatever. There was one time he was like, he got an job interview, and he managed to become like for, you know, the southeast area of all hospitals, he ran like the cleaning.
Right, yeah.
It's just like, what, how the hell? But he just knew how to go in there and, you know, catch me if you can type of thing. He just knew how to go in there and convince people. He was the tall dude as well, so I'm sure he kind of dominated the room. But yeah, that Darren Brown shit, boy, where he just like jobs like that all the time, exec jobs like up in offices, and then he would just go and quickly learn just like what he needed to try and get away with.
Yeah.
Fucking madness.
Using what, like, literally controlling people's minds. Darren.
Yeah, but he was like, say with that, you know, he had to become now an expert in cleaning. Yeah, he'd have to go and learn that quickly. So you go and get whatever book he needed, and yeah, because he's got the job. Fucking madness, bro. It's proper.
That's pretty much how I work. Yeah. That is. I mean, really, I do only only learn on the job. I can't learn something without doing the job. So pretty much every job I've ever had, I'm just like, yeah, I'll give it a go.
What and so
yeah, and just learn it while you're doing it. If you fuck up, like all you got to do is say, oh, what did you want me to do instead? Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll do that next time. All right, and then just do it the next time. Each time you just learn another little thing.
Yeah, that's the best way
to
learn.
Into cameras.
Yeah, that's the best way to learn, I think. Yeah. Hands on, man. When you're, when it's all too, like, all just writing down. And
yeah, I'm not really good with all that sort of
stuff.
After
a while, you realise, right, you're not really getting what you need out of it,
So I suppose the most fake it till you make it moment you've ever witnessed or heard of is me. my own life.
I made my life a fake it, and now I'm making it even more in it. That's hilarious, man. Mr. Trick is right. He says the woman who ran the staff. So that's the lady. When I was talking about the Fire Island, the people on the island that were natives, it was a woman that actually lived there, and it was sad just watching her talk about it.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and she, it was like. And the woman who ran all the she ran all the staff and had to pay loads of people back, out of her own pocket. And there was a fundraiser to give her money back. Then she got scammed of all the money. Sheesh. I didn't know that, man. Yeah, that's his name, Billy McFarland. He was the organizer of Firefest. Shout out to 4D. Madness, bruv. Madness, man. Yep. Someone mentioned that. Shout out to Spud Gun, Charlie Zelenoff. Yeah, we mentioned that already, man. So he was a fake boxer. I didn't realise it was Wilder who knocked him out, though. But yeah, a few others as well. Madness, bruv. Hey, we better get out of here then, man. Yo, look out for The Culture by Sam Kratz. The video's out there, vinyl's out there. You can order that now off of Revogue Records. Shout out to my brother Sam Kratz. Also, the Bad Bones Lead by Example LP is out there. I believe it's New Dawn Records, and I feature on a track on that. So look for that. Thank you to all you mother lovers that have been locked in. Hey, Lateral, you come mad late. We're about to be out, man. You know what I mean? We didn't want to keep people too long this week, man. Shout out to Verb T. Hopefully we'll catch him up properly on the next one. If not, definitely soon. Peace to everyone locked in. Shout out to Reagantology, Black Einstein, Mr. Green, Yamar, Typical Stony, Kenny Rebel, DJ Pork Scratchings, Mr. Trick. I'm sure I'm missing out some people as well. Right. Merely a Trifle. So what does he say? Oh, Merely a Trifle says, Mice, any plans on getting Jest or Harry Love on a podcast? Surprise was the first song of yours I heard. Shout out to Harry Love, still a banger. Respect, bruv. Yeah, man, definitely, man. I'll hit them up and see, you know what I mean? Because we just got to schedule all the jugglings in. I'll shout my bro, Harry Love. Jest was actually going to do a podcast not long ago and hit me up, so I'll find out if he's up for it as well. But yeah, man, definitely good catching up with people. It's a shame Verbs, we just got to sort out the streaming, and then we'll make sure, next time we can have a good chat with him. Shout out to my big bro, Amandi Juma. Thanks for locking in, bro. Always appreciate it. Shout out to Stephen88 Hawks. I didn't even see you were there, bruv. Bear Man is a legend, he said. Yeah, man. Bear Man. What happened to Bear Man, man? There's enough of them characters out there, like. Yeah. 4D. Shout out to Turbo Turbolicious. Shout out to PLK, my brother Gleam. Yedamar, all you people locked in. We'll be back next week. My name is MysDiggi.
Got two. Sorry, just quickly. You got two albums out. this week. I see in the in the chat we've got 4D album dropping Saturday.
Oh, wicked!
Mr. Trick album out featuring Hype Man Sage and lots of other great artists.
Yeah, I know about Hype Man Sage. It's funny, I just got a track that he's featuring on that I might have to jump on still. That's hilarious. Also, Mr. Doris and D-Funk. They've got the vinyl out there as well, with myself featuring, and it's called Cruise Control. There's a remix on there by Nightmares on Wax. Nightmares on Wax, bro. I don't remember their music too tough, but I remember growing up, that was a name.
Yeah,
a lot of people
definitely
used to talk about Nightmares on Wax, so that's madness, boy. I'll tell you that right damn now. And then shout out to Uncle Barry O. All the crew locked in, man. We appreciate you, mother lovers. We'll be back next week. You know what I mean? So for some more shit you might not never know nothing about. My name is MysDiggi. That's Dan DNA. And we're out, bitches and bitchettes.